like and subscribe. What is something men do that women aren't aware of? Pretend to be calm in tough situations, even though we are freaking out too. Goes down. Freaking out, don't you feel anything? Me, freaking in, no, the emotions will just get in the way. Thinking about nothing. Even though I have been with my wife for 14 years, I always give my a few tugs when I am naked to get it stretched out and look longer. Hand on my balls when chillin' home alone. Go out to their cars after a night with their partners and let out all the pent up farts. If I'm alone, or in my car, I like to beat barks and make gibberish noises with my mouth. Imagine entire life with a woman they love, even before asking them out for a date. I've discovered that my fella dusts his sack with cornstarch in hot weather and am impressed at that level of self-care. Feel strong emotions that we hide. Also why we tend to hide those emotions. Here on Reddit everyone is like men should show their vulnerable side. It is so cute, but in real life it does not work like that. Most women will lose their respect for you instantly. Whenever a man and a woman are alone in the middle of nowhere, the man is every bit as worried and alert of the situation as the woman. Probably for different reasons, but we are. Yeah, this is a cliche that I don't understand. Like walking down the street alone in the dark, maybe in a city, not the middle of nowhere, but still, I'm constantly on alert. Not because I'm worried about sexual harassment or assault like most women, but because of the possibility of being jumped or mugged, and possibly murdered for my wallet. And it's statistically more likely to happen to me too. The idea that I don't have to worry about your safety while walking alone because you're a man honestly shows a lack of understanding of how the real world actually works. I'm not downplaying what women have to look out for and what some go through, but I'm not invincible because I have a penis FFS. Edit. Holy RIP, this is probably my most upvoted comment with the most feedback since I joined Reddit. A bit of context for those of you who are just going to read this one rather than some of the replies. I understand that women not only have to worry about sexual harassment and assault, but the other dangers too. If it seemed like I was suggesting that, it's either because I didn't communicate it effectively or you're projecting. Possibly both lol. That said, men are statistically more likely to be the perps *A and D* victims of non-sexual crimes, and among the myriad of reasons that you can find via simple internet searches, that we are more likely to be carrying money, and less likely to scream or call for help. This does not mean women don't also get mugged, murdered, or jumped, it's just less likely, statistically speaking. Women have an entirely different type of assault to worry about from human scum that the majority of the male population doesn't have to, and very often have to deal with it in broad daylight. As to why I posted what I did, I have met people, men, and women, outside the internet who have with a straight face told me that it must be nice/it is nice to not be scared to walk alone at night. *BECAUSEIMAN*. Which is not true, because *EVERYONE* should be watching their back when out and about, night or day. Just because most people wish you no harm doesn't mean that scumbags will look past you if you look vulnerable. Balwedgy. We all got a strategy. At least I do. Don't know about you brothers, but when I go to the fridge to eat some cold breakfast pizza and I see 2 slices only, I pick up the smaller and let the other to my wife. They, wife, kids, always get the bigger pieces. My husband told me this, and I wasn't aware at all. I'm a woman BTW. So, when we go out we often point out people we find attractive, not in a sexual way, but like a compliment for them between us. If this makes sense. We were hiking, and a couple passes, maybe mother and daughter, and the daughter was really a beautiful woman. I told my husband this, and he told me that he didn't look. I asked him why. And he told me he never looks when a woman/boy might be a minor, so he isn't seen as a predator. For this reason too, he's afraid to interact with the children in the street, because it's often seen as a bad thing that a man is playing with kids. He's a very tall person too, and often walks the dog in the evening. He wears a sweater / his jacket with the hood, earplugs, and walks in a good temper. He's sad women cross the street from miles away because they are scared of him. I can understand why, but he's afraid. If something was happening, they would be afraid to approach him to ask for help. I was a teacher for 22 years. I would never be alone in a classroom with a child with the door shut. I cannot tell you how many times my female coworkers would come in to say something, and then shut the door. I would ask them to leave the door open, but they would close it. When in conversations about why I wanted the door open, so many of them thought I was being ridiculous, or over the top. I too don't look at people who might be minors so as not to appear the predator. I'm incredibly observant, and it still shocks my wife that I purposely don't look at minors. I live directly across the street from an elementary school, and do everything I can to not interact with kids going by. I purposely stay away from the front of my house when they are in transitions times, coming and going. Pinch and roll. Take my semi-hard and whirl it around and pretend I am a helicopter, or curl it backwards and make a. Men tend to go to their hobbies to wind down. It could be woodworking, mechanic work, photography, even video games now. That is our me time that we need to. It should not be all about them all the time. Men should not be expected to have the same hobby as his woman. The time apart is actually healthy for a relationship. So a man that may wind down playing a video game when he gets off work for an hour is just him winding down. Just like she may wind down with a good book and a glass of wine after work. Give men that time too. Use our tunnel vision to block worrying. My wife is bad about putting gas in the car. When she is asleep, I'll drive down the street and fill it up. That most men secretly want to be heroes for our wife, GF, daughter, mother, friends. Most men secretly just want to be useful to society. This is a deep longing I've noticed within myself, and most men I know, but it's like an unspoken truth. This for me embodies masculinity way more than any other trait. We want to be heroes. Semicolon. Edit, added, then remove something I don't think is actually as general/universal as wanting to be a hero. Edit 2. Wow, this blew up. Thanks to all the awards and comment responses. Find your purpose, and be good to others. Be the better person you long to be. This applies to women too, but I feel like it's particularly true for most men. You are someone's hero. Feel vulnerable sometimes. Take a with my shirt off sometimes. Sometimes we feel used after sexism. Watching random stuff on the internet when home alone with a softie /**** K in hand, not at all being turned on, and enjoying it nonetheless. The enjoyment of peace and O vertical bar. It is all we ever really want. O vertical bar, well bursted us O vertical bar. Besides a real, working, life-size Lego Millennium Falcon. I keep a pair of trusty Glover Box underwear. You just never know when you're going to gamble and lose, so having a pair is essential. How men constantly keep a hand in their pants when alone. Some women know. Keep the sewage system operational and prevent it from piling up in the city. I don't think women always realize how patient we are. As a result, many women have *IU are in practically perfect in every way attitude, but they actually are not Mary Poppins, not realizing that the men in their lives love them enough to just let all their smaller annoyances go. By contrast, women tend to take no pause in trying to call men out for any possible transgression. That we've planned out 1,000,001 situations in which we need to protect or rescue our women. Walking through a parking lot from the grocery store? I'm ready. Walking down the street at an art festival? Got you covered. car comes careening onto the sidewalk. I know where I'm throwing you. Dancing at a club. I know where the exits are. Sitting at a restaurant. I face the entrance. Kidnapped in Iran. I can wrestle that AK-47 from the terrorist, right? A cartel car chase in Mexico? I've seen Starsky and Hutch. Be close trusting friends with another dude, where you can share your dreams and ambitions with praise and support instead of judgment or scoffing. Edit, not that men are not capable of it too. I'll always be watching out for a juror's safety without mentioning it. Walking on the side closer to the road, parking in places with light, walking them all the way back to their dorm/apartment, waiting outside the bathroom before leaving. Watching them through their window all night, to make sure they're safe. Constantly thinking about how to fix things or complete tasks. Nothing beats a fire at night, beverage in hand, after eating a delicious meal, reflecting about nothing as you stare blankly into the flames. Shoulder the burdens of the world, quietly and generally without support or complaint. Knowing that showing weakness will mean that they are rejected by the women they love. Thinking about women too much. Let things go. I don't let things go. I shove them into a box and shove that box as deep into my subconscious as possible. That's why I'm mentally so stable. Constantly assessing threats and dangers. I see a lot of women perpetuating the myth of men being able to safely walk at night without fear, when I'm constantly making sure of my own safety anytime I'm out and about. Sit down to pee. We want to tell women they look pretty, smell nice, impress us with their intelligence, and give all sorts of compliments, but we hold back, because we don't want it to be received the wrong way. Let you walk in front of us, so that we can admire that. Carrot, we know. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.